Today, I have the opportunity to interview Aziz Elham from Procon International, amazing global construction company. This is going to be great.
On five, when I finished school, I joined US Army, and then longest story short, after working a couple of years with them as a contract, as an employee and then contractor, so they told me, you need to get out. So this is not the place for you. And then they gave me a special immigrant visa for me and my family, and flew up for all the way from Kabul to Afghanistan to Texas, Houston, Texas, and start new life, and a life with the dream, with all beautiful things we heard from United States, which is dream is slowly is coming true. Yeah, so we established Procon back to 2014 in the mindset of doing construction business, not only in the local but also international. We are still small, but we have a big goal in our mind, and we want to continue expanding. So we did some job. We are general contractor, construction industry, mainly focused with the federal government inside of United States and also overseas. We did some job in back then in Afghanistan. We did job with US Embassy in Tajikistan, Center of Asia. We have jobs in the US Embassy, South Sudan, which is one of the top technology innovation system we are installing. This is a small size, but one of the most complicated and advanced project we ever done with our partner. There's a lot of worldwide stakeholders involved from Israel to Bulgaria to Philippines to US to Kenya. This is a small project, but you will see the beauty of the worldwide cooperation on that one. And we have also footprint in here in Virginia. We have in Maryland. We are in Texas. We have in California. So mainly with the US Army, let's say, US Army, DOD, DOS, and the Department of Defense, Department of State, who are not familiar, Department of Justice. This is our main client, and we are working with them. We are still consider ourselves as a small business, and we are a small team in office and bunch of good people in the job site.
Wow. So I have tons of questions I want to ask you about this, but hold on. Do we have Ridicart? Yes, I think so. I see pictures. That's good. So while he's jumping on, so how do you get a contract with the U.S. Department of Defense? That can't be easy.
Oh, the beauty is come from my background. Like, let's say my first job was a quality assurance in the job, so with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. I'm not sure you're familiar with the organization or not, but the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, one of the biggest engineering department with the Department of Defense. This is when you see a mega infrastructure related to federal, you will see their footprint, either dam or big army or whatever you see. So that was the path I chose, and a path to follow that one. That path is give me a good understanding about how the system is work, and I built my relationship, the networking. So the two things, understanding what the requirement is, how the system is, how the project is work, and also build some sort of relationship. Then later on, this relationship and network helped me a lot in either to either get the project or execute the project in both way, and not on one side. So that's why it gave me a confidence to pick that direction. I know it is challenging, it's not easy. And the fact is that I tried to pivot. Still, I'm thinking to pivot the next 5 years, shifting from the commercial DoD job to totally different residential luxury houses. So I was talking to my wife about that, and I said, if we get a chance to move on in the residential building, like custom houses, it's like a piece of cake. It's like you can do it many houses per year with nothing. Like you're eating cake is that the same if you compare these two together. So yeah, so that's the path we chose, and that's the path that we learned through 20 years of experience.
Wow. So the only thing is though, you have to deal with homeowners then. So, you know, you got the husband and the
I
wife,
mean,
you have all these demands. That's, you know, still easier, right?
We tried, and we see a path of successful and easy. I mean, people say it's complicated, is it too much involving city, county, zoning, I don't know, the association, all this stuff. But I'm telling you, if you deal with the federal and then come to other side, it's even not comparable to talk about.
So that would be the reason for the shift, right? Is just
Yes.
because of the paperwork and the layers of red tape or bureaucracy.
That's absolutely true. The one of the reason we want to believe, I don't know, I'm 20 years in this field. I'm thinking I need to have an easier path for the next more, career. Okay. And we need to, be more stable, and we don't need to be like super ready. We are acting like the military. We need to all the time be ready for any circumstances. Get ready, be in different. The fact I was in Greece last week, they invited us for another bid on that job. So every project we interfere with the government have the unique challenges, unique opportunity, you need set of skills. It's not something you can continue in the same path. You need to be super dynamic, super proactive, and always need to have agile strategy to implement this project. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's challenging. You need to be more adaptive in that environment.
Well, your story is great because it's fun to see people that were in danger come over here and develop and live the American dream, whatever that is, right?
That's true.
It's really cool to see that and hear that success story. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the fact I just finished school, I had the graduation from executive MBA from Georgetown last week.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of, this is a diverse community sitting from people from the bank industry to military to veteran to the government agency. And when they come to the talking about the challenging and talking about the, I don't know, inflation or interest rate high or life support is expensive. My answer was simple. Is if you live in an insecure area, and then you will be traveling for trying to save your life and trying to accommodate something, and then if you live on this stuff is nothing. This thinking about the inflation, interest rate, mortgages, life support, this is nothing. And I told them, many of them, you are the luckiest, you are among the luckiest people in the world that they have this opportunity to live in such beautiful, safest country, and you need to be super proud of that one. Because I forgot building. I don't want anybody experience that one. But there is a lot in the world. There is there is a lot going on. Even the media part of that one, maybe 1% or 2%. But there is a lot of going on. So we need to be thankful for that we have it, and we need to be positive for ourselves, for our community, for the country, for everything.
That's brilliant. And you know what? We are so blessed, and I'm thankful. I was born here. I didn't do anything to earn being born here. I'm just thankful I was born here, and I think people forget how good we have it. So that's really good perspective. He actually had Mitchell was on. He asked the question, what are pros and cons to decide to go government versus public market? Because you clearly had intent to, at least I look at your website and all these things, you had intent to, you're going after government projects, right?
Yeah.
How did you make that decision?
So I don't have like a extensive, rich history in the public work, but I have some. But based of this, some I can provide my feedback or perspective. So what the challenge in the public, you have too much competition. Like this is open market. Everybody come to the market, and there is a low entry barrier. You know, there is no high level of barrier to enter the market. And this is challenging. And in that case, let's say if you want to be a contractor, a construction contractor in the public area. So basically, this is some level of opendency of, and you need to compete. Always the price point you need to be lowest, and you need to manage very toughly in the cost wise. This is the challenge, and the people sometimes seeing failing in that part, and people lose money and be out of the business. The flip side of that one, this is opportunity to work with the government. Yes, the government have a lot of restriction, a lot of regulation, too much requirement. At the same time, there's no low barrier entry for the competition. You know who is your competitor. You pretty much need to be familiar with the standard and the requirement, and then as soon as you in, hopefully you get with the good government agency, and then this is a flow, and you know you can make a good progress. And the other beauty in the term of being with the government, soon as working with the government, soon as you have built a brand, a reputation, and a name among the government, they know you. They call you. They ask you to come and help us with this part. For example, the Department of State asked me to work or bid to one of their job, help them with the U.S. consulate in Greece. I mean, if this is a public, I'm not close to qualification of that. I mean, I know some level of they do their diligence, they do their work, they obviously they do all the waiting, all the stuff, but this is some sort of level of trust already built, and then that's why they see that that's important.
Yes.
The flip side of that one is the challenge for the government is yes, there's a lot of restriction. You need to be by book, tolerance is less, and if you fail with the tiny thing, sometimes it causes a lot of problem for you, either cost wise or anything. For example, I mean, we are working on one of project in here in Maryland, but this is from Department of Justice, but they are super restrictive. So for example, even as example, if you want to bring a small piece of material, let's say a wheelbarrow or what, you need to fill up the form, get the clearance and taking it. That level of detail you don't see in the public. This is the challenging, and if you don't know how to costing, how to manage it, it's really challenging. You know. Also one other challenge is the resource. So right now in the macro level of the construction industry, there is about 18% of labor shortage and overall in the market. So
Okay.
basically there is too much work, less worker.
Mhm.
It's a you will see there's a lot of article about that one in the internet, and there's a good resource about that one. But when it's come to the federal job, that's 18 shifted to 50%.
Whoa.
So you always have a lack of resources.
Yeah.
Because the way the government, the federal government asks that you put the requirement, they need a higher level, a specific criteria, a specific training, a specific code, a specific material. That's bring a lack of resource and sometimes scarcity in the industry. That's I can say the pro and con to be the federal government.
Okay, so I have several questions for that. I'll try to only ask you one at a time because this is super interesting.
Sure. Sure.
So first of all, how do you run a project in another country halfway around the world and have people that you could trust, and make sure everything gets done right with the really complicated government standards? How do you do that?
That's a brilliant question, and everybody asks me the same question. I mean, excuse my language. I was doing the presentation, and somebody in the middle of the conference say, "What the hell you are doing in South Sudan, Aziz? Is that job was not in the world, so you be in the South Sudan?" So first of all, somebody need to be taking care of that level of the help the government needed for that one. And this is important. For example, some of the job we go after that, we are the only bidder for that job. So
yeah.
and nobody going to take the risk on that one. And we think based of my background, based of the connectivity resources we have it worldwide, we believe we are capable. This is our proposition value compared to other people to do the jobs, that sort of level of job. And with that said, I want to explain a little bit more on that one. So I worked like 10 years in Afghanistan. I met people from Philippines. I met people from India. I met people from Africa. I met people from worldwide. They come with a small village. We work together all day and all night. When some sort of project like that level is coming somewhere in Africa or South Sudan, I have a good resource, good connection. I can call them, hey, there is a project. Are you willing to work me with that one? For example, the network is the main thing to do the oversee, and then adaptation. So for one project, we have a designer from United States, manufacturer from Bulgaria, manufacturer from Israel. The team is coming, installer is coming from Kenya. The two technician guys, we hired them from Philippines. So that source of connectivity helped me, to be, we are the one who help the government to take care of their needed, and we have the resources needed, and that's all because of the history we built together with the government, with the people, with the all the community we have with that's the main reason we pick the project for ours.
So that's amazing. And it's so funny because clearly you're a master networker, because that's the reason at least that's the reason you explained to me. That's one of the reasons you got into the first, you got to get the first government job to get the second one, right? And you managed to get in there and you knew people and they trusted you clearly. And then because you networked with these other people, now you have those folks that you can trust and they know they can trust you to help execute these jobs to the highest level of quality, which is that's amazing. That's really, really cool.
Thank you. I mean, I still am considering I'm not a no, I still am considering myself. I need to improve more in terms of the networking and communication skill, and also like self-promoting and self-branding, personal branding. This is one of the still I'm feeling gap. I need to improve more, but I'm encouraging everybody. The world is small. Everybody must have their own personal brand and reputation and have a name and their industry and anything. They need to have their own brand and in order to be successful either in career or in the personal life.
Okay, so since we're practicing now, tell me what's your personal brand?
I want to be myself. I mean, it's I'll tell you a funny story about myself. So that I have the language barrier, the culture barrier at the beginning. I understand my weakness. I'm trying to improve that one and try to more activity. And then I took a lot of classes. I took the advanced oral communication. I took classes like a leadership communication skill, and I tried to be like this event amazing event you prepared the roundtable to be more educated, more upper skill at that. But I came to the conclusion I need to be myself. That's okay if you talk, your word is not clear as a crystal. But as long as you pass your message clearly and people understand you, and also have a sort of clear background for the people. If somebody do due diligence and find who is this guy, what she's doing, do the same interview. Obviously, if someone want to come to do the business, do some due diligence. The people are smart. They do their homework properly, and they will find is he worth it or is she worth it to move on the next step or not? Is he acting? Is he own his act or he just trying to be fake it or something like that? So my self branding, just I want to be myself, and I think that's the way I believe I'll be successful if I be myself.
I love it. It's so true. And clearly what you're doing is working, right? And it's funny, like a good smile, attitude of thankfulness, trustworthy. Those are things that will get you a long way in the world. And clearly they've gotten you a long way in the world already. And I agree with you 100%. Like, that's how you build trust. You can't fake it. You can't be a robot. You can't use other people's words.
True.
Do it yourself.
Yeah, absolutely true. That's the way I believe it. That's the way I believe it's work in the world, especially today. The technology, the all the communication infrastructure has happened. It's easy. It's easy. You find the connection. It's easy find to people trust you, and easy the people find you are faking and dishonest you and distrust you. So we need to be have a level of certain confidence what we are doing, and also be serious about what we are saying and we are acting.
Very good. Okay, so tell me about this. Have you thought about, in your discussions with your wife, have you talked about your business and what it looks like when it's finished?
Yeah, so this is some discussion sometimes happen. I mean, obviously, at some level she understands, she saw, and she is also seeing the level of the effort and hard working needed. And then she is the one that encouraged me, pivoting sometimes is a good option. It's not necessarily to be the 100% chance, but it's good to think about that, and thinking sometimes pivoting and shifting to other industry, try new thing, world is full of adventure. Why we should not try it a different way?
I love it. Yeah, it's funny. I ask everybody that question, and a lot of people, whether they're 25 or they're 65, they'll look at me like, "What do you mean when it's finished?" I'm like, "Well, we're all going to exit our business. We're either going to exit vertical or we're going to exit horizontal, but we're all exiting." Everybody so far in the history of the world has eventually exited their business. That's one thing we know for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
So when you think about like optimizing a business for the value of a business for exit, building an asset that can actually be something that you could sell, that's important to think about. And then of course, the other thing is, what are you going to do after that happens, right? Because you're going to do something. What are your aspirational goals for your family, for your kids, for your time, for your charities, all those kinds of things. Super important to get the end in mind, which most people don't.
That's true. Smart people always have some sort of forecasting backup plan, and that's true.
So if you can, so if you think about that, and if your business can run without you, then it's actually a business, right? We always think of a definition of a business, the way we define a business at ActionCOACH is a business that will run without you. Otherwise, it's just a job, right?
Absolutely true. Yes. My understanding, if somebody come with the idea and create a business and running the business through the life of the business, at the end, I believe he need to leave a legacy for the business.
Yes.
So the people get them motivated, have a story from who built this company, what was the legacy, what was the value, what was the mission, or how this business create value and benefit for the community. Everybody have to at some point leave. Either with the good way or bad way. But the important part is what's your legacy? What you left behind for the people?
I love that. It's something that a lot of business owners also don't think about. It's like we as business owners are helping our communities and our world, right?
Correct.
We're not just employing people. We're not just employing people, and that's good. Employing people is good, right? And treating them right and helping them grow their careers and who they are. But also, we are actually we're giving money to charity. We're building economic value. There's all these things that happen with our businesses that I think people forget about and don't think about enough. And that's what you're doing with your business.
Yeah, that's true. People, I see people get distressed, people involving in too detail of their business, which is right. I have a respect for that. I'm sometimes in that position, but it's important. Don't lose the big picture. Don't lose the key mindset that the first day you build, and with that goal you move on with your businesses. So what's your goal? Obviously, everybody loves money. Everybody want to make money, but beside of the money, what's other? If you're a leader in this world, it doesn't matter in a small things you do or the bigger things you do. It doesn't matter in business or politics. You as a leader have some sort of responsibility, not yourself, for your family, for your community, for your country, and for your work. And not necessarily you're the hero or superhero to solve all the problem, but at your level. at your level, you need to thinking some sort of responsibility. I don't know. That's my belief. That's always thinking on that side. I don't want to forget it. I have a notebook in my home office, actually a board. I put three couple of bullet point on that one, and I'll always look at that one to remind myself, even I'm stressed, happy, excited, making money, losing money, but I want to always remind myself that words.
I love that. That's so brilliant. It's such a great way to keep you focused on the big picture. How do you do that? How do you manage your time so that you are being strategic and not just being in your business? How do you do that?
Time management is challenging. Yeah, I mean, still I am focused on the fact that there was an elective class in my program about the life and work balancing, and I purposely didn't take that class because I thought this is not the right time to take, and I'm planning to take it for the upcoming year because at that time I have a less stress. I can get more on that, and I can also implement that. So there is a from my perspective, there is a two aspect of that one. The one is the financial side of that one. The other one is the workload. So at least from my world, the small world of the business, small businesses, you want to be strategically manage your time, which is technically, with that said, for my understanding, you don't want to do micromanaging. You want to spend your time for the bigger picture, strategic, create the policy, create a plan for the team, do some other thing, do some exterior things for the good for you and for the business. At the other side, as you have a lack of resources, especially financial part of it.
Yep.
For instance, tomorrow I have to be in the job site. Is that my time to be in the job site? Is that the value I needed as a CEO of the company to spend? Absolutely not. But I have to go. I have to meet these people in the job site, meet the clients, see some progress somewhere. So it's challenging for me. I mean, still I'm working on that one, but the goal is I'm trying to be less distracted. So what that means is I'm trying to focus on myself, focus on my people around me, and focus on the other community need on that one. That way, when I understand the needs for myself, for the business, for the people, and that I think this is essential to understand the need, not the want. If you understand the need, then you can break it down by the boxes and either you do the job or assign somebody do the job for that one. Sorry. So that's the way I think. I mean, again, I'm not good at that one. I want to be honest with you. So, but this is I'm working hard on that part to manage effectively, and not in the business side, also in the other side of the impact, in the family side, and then in the exterior side of that one, to manage time effectively and implementing it strategically.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And look, we're all works in progress, right? We're all trying to get better at time management. Every business owner, there's a time management opportunity to get better.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, there's always these things that are urgent and not important, putting out fires, so to speak. And we do a bunch of those, and it's the urgent and important. We got to do those. And then we rarely get to the not urgent but super important stuff, right? The planning, the leadership, taking care of our team. So I'm glad you're aware of that. And then there's things we like to do. So that really probably we should be handing off, but it's fun stuff. So how do you keep? And you want to be able to do the fun stuff, that's expensive to delegate. but you also kind of want to be able to do the fun stuff. So when you think about your position 10 years from now, you're like, I still want to do some of that fun stuff I like to do. And I'll assign tasks. That's part of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. Yeah, that's the way it's work. I mean, and you need to be smart. You need to be strategic thinking to manage it properly. Otherwise, you will staggering with that tons of mess.
Okay, so let me ask you, what is the if you're going to do this over again, and you started again, however many years ago that was, what's one thing you would do differently?
Oh, that's brilliant. That's really brilliant. I would say if I started again, or I say if I be in this mindset today and be back 10 years ago, I'll be more careful to picking a long-term partnership or who you choose. I believe this is really important to who you choose with what direction you should go, because at the beginning this is an idea, you're passionate, you're talk to a lot of people, you are interesting to have more people around of you and the idea, and your willingness to accept any offer, anything immediately, like because you're more passionate. But when you grow bigger and bigger and bigger, you realize, wow, that sort of opportunity I should be reconsider it, or that sort of people I should be pay more attention and do more due diligence, because this is like a guideline. This is like a big picture, and its impact to not a day or two, not a three. It's years and years and years, and when it's come at some point, you cannot just get rid of that one. You need to stick with them. There's a lot of interest and conflict on the table, and you cannot easily overcome for that one. And that's the main takeaway if I go back again with that one for me.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you for sharing that. I agree. It's you're passionate. You want to get a bunch of business in. You want to get partners in that are going to help you grow the business, and you pick these people that you kind of like. I'm not sure, but you do it, right? Because you got to get things moving.
Exactly.
And then you got to try to unwind that over time, and the cost of that wasn't really worth the juice wasn't worth the squeeze, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. And for now, I kind of say for this position, let's say for some reason, for excitement, for need of the business, for your idea don't be destroyed, you need to be you pick the choice. Let's say you pick the choice and you go with that one. The other lesson learned, I get it from experience, from smart people, brilliant people, that always have exit strategy in the first day. Always have exit strategy. If you sitting with a potential partner, or potential investor, or potential let's say employee, whatever you call it, and you're thinking to stay with them, have a clear direction how we can exit together. So don't be, at the end, no discrepancy. Everybody understand what's exit firm, how we can do nicely and gently split it, and instead of tear each other apart. Why not? Board is small. We finish this one, exit from this spot. There is another opportunity for us with that one. And this is another level of understanding. Always have an exit strategy at day first, and be honest with the other parties. Then tell them, you are my partner, but this is a strategy. This is the exit strategy. If you have anything to add that one, please add it, because we want to understand entry and exit for that. because it's a cycle. The one cycle is, and business have a cycle like 300 or 500 years. Another business cycle is 1 year. I mean, 6 months.
Yeah.
It's still a cycle.
That's really good. And I've seen the other side of that where you have two partners and they have different visions of what success is going to look like or where they want to go.
Right.
So we even do a thing for clients where we do it, we call it an alignment. So we'll take two business partners or even a husband and wife, and we figure out what does success look like? What are your goals? What does the company look like when it's finished? You know, how are we going to get there? And it's amazing what comes out of those sessions because they don't realize, first of all, how maybe non-aligned they are. I don't know if that's a word, but let's say it is. They're not in alignment and they're going like this and they don't even really know it. And it's causing all this conflict. And and then it shouldn't be. So basically it's like two rich people that are getting married, signing a prenuptial agreement, right?
That's true.
That's all we're doing. True. Hey, if we split, I'm going to keep my $1 billion and you keep your $1 billion. And then we'll go our separate ways. But meanwhile, have a relationship for a period of time.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true.
That's brilliant. I thank you. That's great wisdom. Okay, so let's see, it's 10:44. Do you want to see? I promised I would show the kind of a little bit what we do. I think you might find it interesting because you just did your MBA.
Absolutely.
And I want to get your feedback on this. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let me share my screen here. Especially because like you as a, if I put this in slideshow, you as somebody that literally just graduated like last week or whatever, right? Is that right?
Yeah, like, last week, Friday.
Okay. That's awesome. Let's see. I'll just put this in slideshow. I'll just share it like this. Oh, there it is right there.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, share. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, so when we look at a business, maybe this will work, maybe it won't. When we think about the mastery of a business, the 4 building blocks to start with. Destination, meaning what are your goals, where you're going, do the partners know where you're going, do they agree on that, do the employees know? And then it's mastery of time. Obviously we talked about that already.
Yeah.
Delivery is really doing quality work, and you talked about being in the government, having the government really high standards and doing that quality work in there, so people have a great customer experience so they come back. And then financial mastery is pretty obvious, right?
Sure. Yes.
So then the next level is then it's building up profit, and you think about these steps. USP is unique selling proposition.
Okay.
Maybe not as important in the government market as you talked about, but extremely important in any kind of open market, like we talked about. If you go build houses or whatever, you've got to have a unique selling proposition, something that sets you apart. And I've lived all over the country, and when I go to a customer and I'm saying, what makes you unique? They give me this blank look, kind of like, and they're like, oh, well, we have really good people and we've been in business a long time and we deliver quality.
Yeah.
Like that's what everybody says. You got to tell them, you got some kind of hook. So I'm a big believer in a unique selling proposition and a guarantee. Then it's, and I'll get back to these leads times conversion rate, times average spend, times number of transactions, times margin equals profit. So those are your 5 levers you can pull to increase profit. And I'll show you a little math after this. Will be really fun. Then you're thinking about leveraging your people in education. And I can tell by the way you speak about your people and educating your people and caring about your people, and delegating to them how important that is to you. And then figuring out how to do more with less, right? That's delivery and distribution. Testing and measuring is sort of obvious. Everything we do, test and measure for our best result and our most efficient result. And then leveraging your systems and technology. Then it's all about team, leadership, environment, culture. Then you've got a business that will run without you, turnkey. And when you think about optimizing an exit value of a business, you've got intellectual property and a customer database and all that. There's a value there, right? But then basically there's two levers that you can use to grow the value of a business. They are, number one, how turnkey is it? How easy it is to come in. Somebody that, if I'm not a construction person, I want to come in and buy your business. How easy is it to buy? Because there's a person in place that's running it, knows how to run it, et cetera. And then the second one is what's the reported profit? Those are those are multiples. So if you can grow those, you can ratchet up the value of your business. Then I'll show you this real quick. This is really funny. Maybe not funny. It's fun. Okay, so this is math. You see the five things in red we talked about, right? Leads, conversion, transaction, average sale, and margin. Why do you think the other the clients and revenue and profit are a different color? Any ideas?
Say it again.
So why? Okay, so I have leads, conversion, transactions, average sale, and margin are in red. Why do you think revenue and profit are in?
I think I'm seeing lead, conversion, and transaction. This is the key executive element in order to create client and revenue, and obviously to achieve the green one, the profit. That's my interpretation.
Congratulations, you earned your MBA.
Thank you.
That's a smarter answer than a lot of people, actually, because they, the clients and revenue and profit are results. And that's exactly what you said. These other five are the levers you can pull to increase your business, right? And so our company, we have all these strategies behind these, like 77 strategies to increase your number of leads or the value of your leads, 83 strategies to increase your conversion rate, et cetera. Having scripting for your salespeople, getting one more transaction per year, those kinds of things. So I'll show you, this is the fun math. So let's just use a simple example. If you got 1,000 leads, you have a 20% conversion rate, that gives you 200 clients. Right? Correct. Yes. Then if they do 5 transactions at $1,000 each, that gives you $1 million so far. And then if your margin is 20%, you end up with 200K in profit. Yeah. Okay, so here's the fun part. Increasing them all by 10% seems like a doable thing if we got really smart about these strategies. Does that seem doable? Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. So then you get 1,100 leads, right? You get 22% conversion rate instead of 20, 10% increase. That gives you 242 clients. You increase the transactions from 5 to 5.5. You increase the average sale by 10%. You get $1,100 average sale. 1.4 million instead of 1 million in revenue, and you increase your margin by 2%, and you end up with $322,000, which is actually a 61% increase in profit. Okay. Now you know all this, but when you see it on a piece of paper, this becomes a kind of what we call a BFO, a blinding flash of the obvious. Like when you put it together, you start tweaking out these numbers, and at 10% each, this is a very doable thing. It's like, oh my gosh, I just turned my profit up 61% just by doing these things each 10%. So I like to show people, by the way, if you did it 15% each, an increase of 15% each, what do you think the number is then? And as far as percentage increase overall?
The numbers should be significantly increased, the profit. I believe if the 10% from $200,000 move to $300,000, which is more than 50% of the profit, but the 10% progress. I'm assuming if the number from 10 to go to 15, or let's say 20, I don't know, I'm guessing we are talking about the $500,000, something like that.
Yeah, I actually haven't done 20, but that probably is 500 grand. I did at 15, it doubles it. So
yeah.
I want to do 20 though. I got to do it sometime. It's a multiple. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, good, dude. You're sharp on this stuff. I can tell. Your education's paying off. Of course, you clearly were running a business well before you ever got to MBA.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, I learned one side of how much knowledge you have, and the other side is people like you give us a different perspective, different opinion. They're different, externally think that's absolutely important and incredibly high value bring to us. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's a wonderful compliment. It's been really fun because I've been doing this, working with businesses, and it's super addictive because if you help a business owner get to that next level and they take their trajectory was like this, and then you can get it like this, and all of a sudden they start thinking about that real aspirational stuff. It's super fun and it's super rewarding. And then if I get paid for it too, wow, then great. I got a great.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah.
I'm blessed by our time together. I'm very thankful for you, and I'll just say on behalf of Texas, since you're coming here tomorrow or the next day, welcome to Texas.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
All right, you too. Take care.
Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.